alone. We are 1 point in. You will have seen Germany scoring their first offensive hold on the right end zone, just mostly flowing it up the open side, getting it to that front end zone cone. Oh gosh, an unfortunate drop from Ireland there. Very determined end zone for the Irish there. Sun directly in her eyes now, unfortunately. Yep, a little bit of a bump, but no contest. Both of these teams will be used to a slightly higher level of physicality. Yes, that's a very strong start from the Germans there. Pretty dominating, holding their own, and then a little bit of a scrappy point in the second one, but keeping their composure when it matters in the end zone there. I do indeed. I'm playing with Deep Space out of London in the mixed division, so I will be running off right at the end of this game to go play Too Many Cooks. You flatter me, honey. Great question. I'm trying to find a volunteer with a shirt on. Yeah, Ireland, I think, maybe needing to wake up a bit. They've been struggling to string passes together for these first 3 points. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a timeout here. That's certainly what I would be calling as coach. But no, looks like they're going to put the O-line straight out again. I heard Gatwick was just complete chaos yesterday. Lots of flights cancelled, lots of teams affected. Oh, just a hip check there, but they were jogging back into the stack. Oh, that might well be a violation call. Yeah, I think that one's going to have to come back, unfortunately. Looks like it will be potentially an uncontested offensive foul. Oh no, they are discussing it. Perhaps just a bit off balance and slight collision as they're going back into the stack. Of course, of course. And if you would like to help us have these players be able to rewatch their glory, you can go to Patreon and give us a cup of coffee a month, or less than a cup of coffee a month, help us bring you this coverage. She looked like she thought she had it in her hands and it just teleported out of them. There were a lot of fingertip catches from Ireland there. This German defence is not giving them anything easy, and it looks as though there may be a call on the pitch. Yes. Perhaps a line call. There seems to be some kind of discussion. I wish we had a replay, but unfortunately we are experiencing some technical issues, so we cannot comment. We did not have a very good perspective. But it's been called a goal. There we are. Quite right. Oh, yes. But you got here with plenty of time, so. Oh, thank you very much, Ellie. It's good to be back. Shout out to everyone watching at home, including all the Irish fans who will have woken up at 8 AM, presumably, to watch this. It's very early. It's very early. when you've got layouts as good as that woman does, you may as well just put yourself out there and see if you can come up with something. And the Irish women's team are absolutely delighted with that one. As well they should be. Beautifully weighted throw. Ireland answering back to Germany's dominant beginning. And let's see if they can get yet another break, match Germany, and put themselves back on level footing.
I'll be honest. Fabulous response to on board now for our
Slightly unstuck. I think both of these teams are probably also holding a little bit back, given that Euros is not too far away. They know this is being streamed. They don't want to give away too many of their tactics, so I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see much other than vert stack person defense in this game today. Especially when you've been camping and probably back's a little bit sore. Oh gosh! Ooh, lots. Some kind of call. An uncontested foul on the mark. That is a gift because that stall count was getting very high. Yeah, a peeling defender off the back of the stack was able to stymie that cut in its tracks. Charlotte Schall using her sheepdog instincts and just herding the Irish players under. That was such fast-paced offense right at the end there. Just dish, 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 little hop into the front of the end zone. It's so hard to stop that as a defender. Once they've got that flow, you have to be thinking 3 passes ahead, and that third pass is a goal. So. We've got Muckstein as well. She's a new addition to the women's team this year. Yes. I'll defer to your expertise. She's got such an arm on her. I mean, I know this isn't news to anyone, but every time you see it, it's still just crisp. I think that was open side, actually. Lots of really good deep options from the Germans there. They didn't put any up, but they were all very well timed, really threatening that deep space, and then able to just get those unders, gaining lots of yards. Just really textbook offense there, really lovely. What warrants this celebration? Is it just a score, or does it have to be a couple in a row? This might be a bit rogue, but I do like some chopped avocado in a salad. Okay, perfect. I wouldn't say I know what a normal salad is. I know what my salad is. Don't know, can't speak for anyone else's salad. Oh my word. Resurrected from beyond the grave. Oh. That grab. I mean, those two in a row, one right off the floor and the other one sort of slightly behind the back, and then opened up into slightly more expansive, nice offense that we're used to seeing from the German side. Definitely, definitely. I think I've heard that the Ireland captain is not here, so it's always hard as a team when the person who you're used to leading the timeout talks isn't there. So somebody having to step up and pull a speech out of somewhere. That's how it's pronounced. Okay. I thought it was, you know what, I'm not going to say what I thought it was for fear of being mocked. Oh my gosh. Just so casual. Just runs and keeps running, and a disc at some point is in the mix. They do love this dominator play, the Germans, and it is so far really working well for them. And there it is, Hanny, the salad celebration. You manifested it. That is really delightful. That's the first time I've seen that. The pure joy expressed through interpretive salad dance. What's not to like? I've never lost a friend with salad, Hanny. So far. Could yet happen. I feel like that might be a specifically UK issue, because obviously in the Mediterranean you get all sorts of wonderful salads which are not confined to just green things. I don't think it's a controversial statement to say. There was a lot of contact there. I'm actually surprised to not see a foul call. But fair enough. Very true, but I think it's also hard to read if you've just been knocked off balance. So Germany for half, denied the chance. Ireland back on. Just dragging that foot to keep it in. It looks like the Germans were sagging off the dump quite a lot and causing a lot of trouble, especially on those break side throws, just making it that much harder because you know, half the pitch is then blocked off by that poach. So I'd either like to see, I mean, Leanne did it there, like stepping back and getting the poach out of the way because they have to respect you as a threat a bit more, or just taking that open pass and maybe trying to flow it over onto the break side and attack from there. My favorite thing, I mean, just good team vibes, I think. The festival atmosphere here is so great. Ironically, just a second after the German coach yells red zone, indicating that the option should be 100%. That Schall-Gerner combination is absolutely lethal. So hard to shut down. I would not disagree with you there. I know we need to provide balance, but unfortunately, with a scoreline like this, can't really do that. Yes, a couple of weekends ago they had some friendlies against the Netherlands. 2 games, won one and lost one. Interesting. I believe Germany actually do have a couple of illnesses which have prevented their full squad from being here. Unfortunately, I was not told. The coach just said there were a few missing. She is a powerhouse on D, but unfortunately she is somewhat short of stature. But even if she'd been above average height, that was a very hard throw to catch. Well, Wall City have maybe got used to playing with the Eklund sisters, so. I've just seen them on stream and they look like giants, but. Foul call, in fact. There's a lot of, at least in this point, there's been a lot of getting close to each other, let's say. With some slightly, oh, a pick call. Okay, interesting. A foul call was initially signalled, now a pick. Some discussion, slightly unsure. Perhaps. Oh, okay. I'm not really sure what option she saw there. Right option versus slightly undercooked throw. Tracking it all the way. Yeah, fantastic defense from the Irish in the red zone. So this German defense has been really good at severing any attempts at connection between the hands and the cutters just by sagging off the dump. And instead of taking that first pass or trying to get momentum from the poach player onto the break side, I think Irish have just been struggling a little bit. So we'll see if they can get it off the sideline. It's a shame because she was completely face marked. Just needed to put it up, but there is a little bit of a breeze. The trees look very still, but it's not. Oh, that's a nice throw. And a nice score. That's absolutely true. I will say though, sometimes when the wind is this, I guess, imperceptible, it's easy to not think about your throw, especially if you're a little bit tired. And if you're thinking, okay, I need to put this up into space, the dump's face marking, it does still need that level of focus, perhaps. Though I do absolutely agree with you in principle. So 10-3 the score. I do feel though, we've seen a little bit of scrappiness from both teams. We've seen some beautiful points from both teams. I think the Germans have just been a little bit luckier with those end zone shots. There have been a couple of deep shots for Ireland that haven't come off. It's a slightly scoreline, maybe not 100% reflecting the game here. No. Ooh, big one, big one. Yeah, Ghana from Ghana. Nice inside to Ghana. Oh my gosh. The height difference between Vinevice and her defender is considerable, and yet she still managed to pluck that one out of the sky. As we see, I believe the 4th in a row salad celebration from the German team. They're really feeling it now, really settling into a rhythm. And unfortunately, Ireland are still slightly out of sync with each other on this Friday morning.
I don't have the any nasties. Woo! That was live. That microphone was still live. Constant professionals always. We're mindful of exactly what we say. I don't have any nasties. We don't have cooties here in the booth. So Ali and I are going to become even friendlier friends because we've been informed that my microphone wasn't working a couple of points ago. We've only just found out here in the booth because no one tells us nothing. But Thank you to those of you putting the comments in the chat. We're having lots of technical issues this morning, but sometimes things happen that are outside of your control. That's just the way it be, folks. But Ireland women control that as close as you possibly can. Chambers far side. Big reachy arms, but Leanne O'Neill doesn't even bend to see that one. Just knows it's going to tipple out of bounds. So scoreline still fairly one-sided in this match.
Since we only have one working microphone, I'm going to leave you, Tanny. I'm sure you will do excellently on your own. No second commentator needed.
It's like being back at... Love you, bye. Right, folks, you're just with me now. It's just you and I together watching a game of Women's Ultimate. So, a little bit high, but well kept by O'Neill. Slowly just opening up and popping that one. Tasty footwork from Chambers in the end zone. And that is going to bring us to, I believe, 10-3. Oh, there we go. 4-11 is the score. 4 to the German women as they sit 4 points shy. Big shout out to our wonderful volunteer on the sideline, Merita. Of course, she's picked at an excellent tournament to be a volunteer at. This is one of the best in the world to just turn up. You don't have to pay a fee. You get camping. You get not unlimited snacks and beer, because of course if you eat too much you might find yourself rolling around in a hedge somewhere later on. But in theory, like, not unlimited, but complimentary snacks, refreshments, the volunteer paradise that only crew and volunteers can access. It's got bougie things in it. We won't spoil though, because you've got to come up and turn up and be a volunteer to know exactly what happens, what goes down in paradise. But let's just say the name is aptly deserved. But at the moment, things are looking like a tropical holiday dream for the German women. We're not seeing anything fancy. It's just an average day at the office. In terms of the playbooks, of course, both teams really mindful that we're not that far away from EUC, and scouting is going to be the name of the game for some of these live streams. So we get our first appearance of an Irish zone. They are sitting quite far behind, so perhaps just trying to work on things and change up the rhythm. We certainly saw Jinx at the Elite Invite struggle against zone, but this is good, hot, pacey movement from the back. It's a collection of front four, a relatively passive zone, an arrowhead, if you will. Benavides doesn't look for the jailbreak. The German women pass count getting high, but just happy to munch away the distance between them and the goal line ever so slowly. Nearly a handoff there from Charles. Finds through to Van Pelt. Back to Von Stebut. So this is big grindy work. Definitely achieved the slowdown on the German women's offense. And now as they start to run out of room a little bit, this is where we could see the zone generator turn. Von Stebut though with the vision into the end zone, and that is a really nice piece of patient zone offense. So 12-4 now, the score for Germany women. Sitting pretty in the first round here at Windmill. Of course, open and women's divisions. The first iteration of Windmill that's had 20 women's teams. We are delighted. We love to see it. Because, of course, it's been an ambition back in the early days of Windmill when it was still called Windmill Wind-Up. Of course, that name change signifying a change of personnel from the old guard to the new guard. They had many, many teams in the open division, but then putting the jewel in the crown of mixed set of 40 teams this season and for seasons past. But this is the first time we've gone for 20 and 20 open teams and 20 women's teams. And of course, it being a European year, lots of those are the national sides of various teams. And these are two in front of us. So Ireland on the attack. We saw that fun bit of zone, and it's back to match as the Germans apply pressure. Doyle looking around. I like that one for the face mark exploitation. Anya Hart puts it forward to Chambers. Oh, Chambers launches one of her own. I think that's going to be clean. Doyle underneath it. Two hands go up. But the disc doesn't come down. Clean it all working hard on that one, but just a missed opportunity. Such a shame. Nice. Oh, that's well weighted, but it comes out in a curious fashion. Just a wrong release there. Really nice, sort of smooth. Okay, step out, release. But too much edge. O'Neill trying to find Chambers, who's dancing around on the mark. Oh, just grabs the trailing edge. Jess Chambers, what an edge. Clara Ruffenberg doing a great job of stopping that one. Oh, you could hear the hand slap on that through the booth, but Doyle surveying, threatens that inside channel, now initiates the dump. Gonna have to just chuck it and hope it's a high stall, but that's gonna sail out of bounds. I don't mind it. Fabulous handler coverage by the defense. And that one just a little bit too much, but a nice idea. Nice. Around there's a huge deep option as a pick is called, and that will have to go all the way back. Fry had raced off. Just a bit of chat as to everyone finding their positions when that one was called. I think Magda Fly was much further back in the deep space than she currently is, but it's all gravy. Everyone just have to agree and be happy. Oh, so Chambers picks that one off. That was a bit dialed in. O'Neill has been pulling lots of points so far in this game, perhaps looking a little bit tired. Doyle streaking up line. Oh, that's a curious option, and it gets smacked down by Fry. Deep shot is available, but they have so much jailbreak through. No one really anywhere near. O'Neill's going to have to track that one down, but just goes over the top. A foul call. Perhaps a little bit of a push off towards the end of that one. And of course, for anyone who's confused, we are now solo commentating. Got some still being plagued by a couple of technical issues. Well, I can see some Rainbow Brigade warming up behind us, looking very jazzy in their rainbow jerseys and rainbow shorts, rainbow everything. We love it. Representation, of course, extremely key. And there's some Irish talent actually on the Rainbow Brigade squad. I believe Emma Pichot. We have a Sutherland sister on that Rainbow Brigade team. This becomes quite an elongated discussion in front of us. But it's balmy conditions here in Amsterdam. We're not expecting any rain. Some players so much so on our flight across from Gatwick were saying that they didn't even bring any trousers whatsoever, so they certainly won't be going to any fancy dinner spots. So of course, shorts, even tailored shorts sometimes don't meet fancy dress codes. Of course, we'll be flipping to the mixed division after this game, so bring you all the action here from the pitches at the Sportpark de Eendracht, which I'm probably mispronouncing, but that is the suburb of Amsterdam that we're currently residing in. So that one is going to be a contested foul. So going back to the last pass. But the Irish women starting to run out of time in this game, 12-4. Their current deficit. 8 points, ouch. Not what we expected. But probably the bigger change of personnel. Certainly lots of different iterations of Irish shirts out here on the pitch for the women of the Emerald Isle. That's going to be a simple pass in the end though, bish bash bosh, and a flat backhand score thrown to Inge Nages for the goal. So 13-4 to German women. They are 2 points shy of closing the book on their first game with a commanding points difference. Of course, we'll see them race up the standings in the Swiss draw format. So things looking fairly simple for the women of Germany. But there's plenty of other teams here at this tournament that could perhaps push a little bit harder. So we have 23 minutes until the next game start. 75-minute games here in 80-minute game slots. Usual full points cap of 15. So not many left for the German women to punch in. So Irish women looking to keep this game alive for a couple more points and snag some on the board to try and help themselves in, of course, we said this, the almighty algorithm for the Swiss draw. So it's great coverage of the underneath, but a nice bit of creativity, slicing that one through. Big ball towards the end zone. There's an idea there, but Muckstein's the only one who seems to know what's going on. She makes that defensive clutch. An inside shot from Charlotte Schall over the attempted foot block. Muckstein's remaining cool, calm, and under control downfield. Gerner now. As Nages popping up line. Chooses the around. Schall. Slinky inside to Gerner, not quite enough to be in the end zone. But this to bring us to our first match point, and it's going to be a break. Muckstein slips away from her defender. Puts on the invisibility cloak and then reappears in front of Gerner for the goal. So we're seeing a call from, well, hearing a call from the Irish sideline saying other D-line, so clearly just trying to spread the love now are the Irish women. Because of course, as we've mentioned, this is their first appearance at a tournament this season. They haven't been getting themselves involved in a lot of the sort of pre-preparation friendlies that have been arranged directly by national teams. Of course, such a busy year this season. Difficult for players to pick and choose when they're going to appear in which configuration, be it club or national sides. But we have our first match point situation for Germany, and it's going to be their D-line coming out. perhaps they're not running on D lines, because there are some people who we've seen come out on offense, although, to be fair, it just feels that way maybe. I don't know. It's early doors. A big one out of the blocks. That's going to sit and come back, though. Not quite the right centre of gravity on that release. On your hearts. Try and just throw it deep. Bang it, if you will. Nice grab again for Shepard. From Pelt to Binavis. Great pressure on the defense. Oh, Keo, what a throw that was. Silky smooth and just on a silver platter. Clara Florentin Raffenberg with the goal. And that is going to close up this match, folks. A commanding lead for the Germans earned throughout the course of that game. 15-4, the final score. Certainly plenty for the Irishwomen to think about, and for their teammates who are arriving over the course of today and tomorrow morning. Hopefully they can bolster their performance. But that will wrap us up for the first round of women's matches here on the live stream. We'll be back with the mixed rounds after a short break. So don't go anywhere. Grab yourself some refreshment. We'll be right back. See you soon.
ULTI.TV.